Okay. So today I'll be beginning with motion. This is chapter number 8. There are 5 chapters, I think, of this, starting with motion, and the last chapter, I think, we should sound in that order. So all of you got UT volumes?
Yes,
all of you got it. Okay. And in any school, is this chapter started already? Yes. Bal Bharati. How many classes here? How many lectures have been since? First day only. Okay. So probably for those of you who have already gone through it, could be a repetition, some portion, right? So whatever it is, could be a repetition for you. So just stay put. Let's start. So what is it? Anybody would like to try? Motion means what? Yes.
To and fro of an object is called.
To is that only motion? Like to and fro is just kind of a motion, right? Or this kind of a motion. This is one type of motion. But that's pretty advanced, right? And that is not to be studied in this chapter. Okay. So tell me something more basic. मतलब motion क्या हो? You are free to use any language, English, Hindi, Marathi.
An object moves irrespective of the surroundings at this point.
Irrespective with respect to the surroundings. Okay. So that's close. So is this undergoing motion?
Yes.
Right? Is it undergoing motion? So what is happening? Initially it was here. Now it has reached here. So this is initial position. This is final position. So something must have happened, right? If so whatever was its position here, that position is not fixed. When the position changes with time, then the body is said to be in motion. Okay. So very, very simple. So if the position of a body, it can be called as object. Okay. It can also be called as particle, right? So you can refer to the body by object or particle. I'll tell you why particle. So if the position of a body, right, changes with what? With respect to some reference. With time also. So time and space. With respect to. So with respect to WRD. With respect to some reference. Okay. So this reference could be what? Could be any reference in space or time. Space and or time. Okay. Then the body is said to be in begin. Is this definition understood? So reference could be with respect to space or time. For example, Let's say 11 volt. So this is the initial position. Let us say this is, what is this position? Some place in Mumbai. Right? And if it is a car, let us say. So it starts the journey at 10 a.m. Okay. So what is Mumbai? Mumbai is space on the top. Right? 10 a.m. is the time. Now let us say it reaches Pune or say Pune. Takes about 4 hours. So it reaches at 2 p.m. Okay. So now you have a clarity that there is some motion happened in this car. Moved from 10, it started at 10 and reached the final destination at 2. So this is motion. Its position is changed. Earlier it was Mumbai, now it is Pune. So, or we can say position A, position B, something like this. Okay. And what kind of motion is this? Is it a straight line motion? Road? It's not a straight line motion, right? But it could have been a straight line also. Imagine your expressway is a straight line, right? So the old highway, and this is new, let us say. So it's not that from A to B, right? You will reach only in one fashion. There are different possibilities. You can also reach by plane. Okay. So let's say this is the route by plane, straight line. And this is by some road on Earth's surface. Is it clear? So I will come to it. So this kind of a thing is called distance. Okay. And this will be called as displacement. I'll explain that later. So right now let these terms become familiar with these terms. Just write this reference diagram. Then we'll go ahead. So just the actual path. Okay. What is displacement? Shortest distance. This. Short definition for distance and displacement. Cover that again. Okay. So it's the broad definition of motion and distance. Everybody can write it. So let's now discuss the types of motion. In this chapter, we'll cover straight line motion. Motion in a straight line. Straight line motion. Circular. These are the two types of motion we'll cover. Right? So these are the most familiar type of motions. You see a car traveling or a bus traveling or a plane traveling. Generally, it is a straight line motion. What is a circular motion? The wheels of the car, right? And so these two motions are the most basic and most familiar. We come across such type of motion on a daily basis. So you'll understand these two types. So straight line motion is also called one-dimensional motion. You're familiar with the term dimension. One dimension, two dimension, three dimension. You're familiar? So what is a one dimension or a two dimension? What's the difference?
One dimension one dimension will only stay on the same place, same.
Hindi mein bolo. Okay, if language becomes a limitation to express, okay, switch to your native language. बोलो.
One dimension मतलब जैसे कि वो ऑब्जेक्ट एक ही वो शेप और प्लेन रहेगा वो और मतलब
नहीं अब जैसे वन डायमेंशन क्या कहना चाह रहा हूँ ये यहीं पे रहेगा ऑब्जेक्ट तो मोशन का होगा तो रेस्ट हो गया
उसके ऊपर
एक और बताओ लेट अदर्स ट्राई या plane. Okay, so you have a line, then you have a area like rectangle. Let us say this is a ground, okay, and then you have a cube. Now tell me which is one dimension, which is two dimension, which is three dimension. So this is a linear thing, linear, just line. This is plane, and this is a cube. So ये one dimension है, क्योंकि it has only length, ठीक है? This is plane, so it has both length and breadth. तो ये दो dimension हो गया. This is 2D, ठीक है? Cube is 3D because it has length, it has breadth, and it also has a height or depth, ठीक है? So this should be very clear. What is one dimension, what is two dimension, and what is three dimension. So technically, plane is a two-dimensional thing because to describe a plane, you need its length as well as breadth. Two quantities are needed. It is two dimensions. To describe a line or a linear object, जैसे कि rod हो गया, meter scale हो गया, it only is linear. Its width is very small as compared to its length. Such things are called one dimension. This pen could be one dimension, right? But the page of the notebook is two dimension. Clear? But the book itself is three dimension because it has thickness also. Okay? Achha. So straight line motion is one dimensional motion. मतलब क्या? It will only travel in a straight line. इसका मतलब ये होगा. Okay? So only this kind of a motion we are going to study. So can you give me example of straight line motion? I just said car traveling in a straight line, plane traveling in a straight line, train in a straight line. Most of the real life motions are straight line. Okay. Then what is circular motion? The wheel of the car. And so many, all the machines have wheels, right? Circular motion. Yes, the needle of the clock. All the needles of the clock. And within the circular motion, we will be studying a specific type of circular. It's called uniform circular motion. UCM. I'll explain all this. Okay. It is uniform circular. Okay. So motion may only straight line. So circular motion is what kind of a motion? Is it a motion in a plane? So when you ride a cycle on a circular path, you travel in a straight line? No. So whenever there is a circular motion or a curvy motion, it is a motion in 2 dimensions. Okay? Because now, see, this is how it will be. If it was straight line, it will have only length. But if the motion was like this, then it is no more straight line. Okay? So then it is a motion in a plane. Is it clear? Okay. So when we talk about such type of motion, it is broken into small straight line motion. Then it is a straight line. Because from Mumbai to Pune is a big distance. And you never experience that you are turning a car so much, because those curves are less, very small. So in small portion, it can be still treated as a straight line motion. Is it clear? So now we'll understand what is straight line motion. Okay. What else? Have we covered everything in the introduction? Is there anything which you have not understood in this? Is there anything that you have not understood in whatever we have discussed so far? 3D, there's nothing but 3D. It will be either straight line or a plane. So this I just gave you to understand what is 2D, 1D, 2D, 3D difference. Okay. Now, very important concept about motion. What could be a motion for me may not be motion for you. So, very important concept. Motion is relative concept. What does it mean? It means motion can be different for different people. Okay, I'll just prove it. Motion is a relative concept. That is, it can be different by people, I mean observer. So let us understand it with the help of this example. Are we all in motion right now? Who says yes or who says no? Are we all in motion right now? No. So prove that we are not in motion. Take this sheet and with the fan. So are we at rest or are we moving right now? Right now, in this time, in this instant. At rest. And what about people watching us from space? We are in motion for them, for observer who is in space. But with respect to each other, we are at rest. So that's why reference is very important. From where you are observing the motion. Okay? So we are moving for somebody who is watching us from space. but we are at rest with respect to each other. So you can imagine Earth to be like a very large spaceship with so many billions of people on it. Okay. So the same thing can be explained on if somebody is moving in a car, right? Let's say the two passengers were sitting at the rear seat. The passengers are not in motion with respect to each other. But if somebody is standing on the road and looking at that, both of them are moving. Got it? So motion is different depending upon from where it is observed. Okay? So that reference. So अटेंडेंस साइन कर लिया सबने और बच्चा एक्सपेक्टेड है so so it means different thing to different people, right? You can leave a space, what's the name, you can leave one page, okay, and then start writing from there. So now see, so let's say this point we are calling A, and this car is moving in the car. So people sitting in the car, this observer will they're moving, so they're in motion for him, right? Whatever I explained, I just illustrate. This is called illustration. Okay, I'm now illustrating it. Now, for these people, is this observer stationary? What will they feel? They will feel that he is moving backwards. But is he moving? No. So it's such kind of things are termed as relative. It is, what is the other word for relative? Opposite of it? Exact. So motion is not exact definition. It is a relative definition. Depends upon from where you are observing. Okay? So physics is full of concepts. If you understand the concepts, then it will be easy for you to solve numericals. ठीक है? तो ये समझ आ गया सबको? हाँ? Let's proceed further. So इसको, if I want to further elaborate, a body in motion or one observer may actually be at rest for another observer. Okay? Again, this is the same thing, whatever I have explained. So how do I know that this observer is at rest? एक और observer lens. This is observer C. This is observer B. So C के लिए A is always at rest and B is moving. But for B, both A and C are moving. It's like that. Okay? So this is how you learn. अब देखो. So when the motion is in a straight line, let's draw a straight line. Okay. So let's say this is the start of the motion. Call this as O, starting point. So this is our reference point. Generally, we call it origin. What do we call it? Origin. Okay. The starting point or reference point हमारा क्या है? Origin. ठीक है. Now let us mark the distances. 5, 10. You're familiar with graphs, huh? Are you familiar with graphs? Okay. So let us say this is in meters. Okay, this is your x-axis dash. You know x-axis and y-axis. Okay. So this is your horizontal axis, which is x-axis. Since we are learning straight line motion, imagine our motion is happening along x direction. इसलिए हमने ये line बना. ठीक है? So origin का distance is what? 0. Let us say body starts from O, so and then reaches at A. Then from A it starts again, comes to B. Then from B it goes back to C. Things like that. Okay, this is how the motion has taken place. So how the motion has taken place? First from 0 to A, then from A to B, then from B to C. So there are 3 different motions, right? A, B, then from B to C. ठीक है? So I'll ask you some questions that you answer. So distance traveled. Right. Yes. Sure. Hello. While answering this question, keep the definition of distance and displacement in mind. Okay. So first, let us revise what is distance. Anybody would like to answer? What is distance? Yes.
The actual length from the path.
Yes. Actual path length is called distance. We don't care what the direction is. Okay. What is displacement?
Shortest distance covered.
Between
Objects.
yeah, the shortest.
The shortest distance traveled between the initial point and final.
Yes, initial and final point. So this thing must be mentioned whenever you're defining displacement. Is it a complete definition of displacement? Shortest distance between initial and final point. Are we missing something? In a specific direction. Okay. Whenever you talk about displacement, you have to also mention direction. Right? So there are certain physical quantities which can only be described when you specify both its value and direction. Because such quantities are called vector quantities. Have you heard of scalar and vector? Okay, so these things are introduced today. It will be taught separately in a more elaborate way, but there is something called a scalar and vector. So these are physical quantities, scalar physical quantity. Vector physical quantity. Okay. So what is scalar quantity has magnitude only. Vector physical quantity has magnitude as well as direction. Meaning you cannot specify the physical quantity completely unless you specify both magnitude and direction. Case of vector quantity. Okay? So examples is समझते. What is the example of scalar quantity? So distance is example of scalar quantity. So you say just like you go from let's say 25 meter. I'm not saying 25 meter in north direction, east direction. I'm not saying anything about direction. Then this is just the value. Just value is magnitude. Okay. But if I say displacement, okay. So let us correlate these things with the question. Distance traveled when the body reaches A. So what is the distance? 15 meters. Okay? Let's go 15 meters. So 15. Okay. Now, what is the displacement when the body reaches A? Let's say I ask you two questions, distance and displacement. (15 meter) is the distance. What is the displacement? (15 meter). Very good. Is that all? 15 meter तो distance भी है, तो displacement भी 15 meter ही है. What is missing? Direction is missing ना? 15 meter on the right. Okay? So you will say 15 meter towards right. Or if you are following this direction, east, west, north, south. So accordingly you will mention. So you'll say 15 meter towards east. Okay, you specify the direction. But generally, any distance to the right of the origin is called right. Left side of the origin is called left. So towards right or towards left. You also specify, so this is positive, right? So this is plus 15 meter. You can use sign also. Plus 15 means it is towards right. If it was minus 15, then it will be towards left of the origin. Let us say I extend the origin like this. Then this will be -5, this will be -10. Right? And let me put one more point D. Let's ask one more question. For distance or displacement at D. So when I'm saying at D, what is your reference? Kahan se? From where? O. Always the reference is O. Remember this. Okay. So let's answer all the four questions. So distance is 50 meters. This we have answered already. And displacement is 15 meter towards right. Is question one answer clear for everyone? Okay. So this is answered. And plus. Plus and minus is the direction. Plus 15 meter is distance on the shortest distance on the right. Okay. Now, what is the distance traveled? Now, what did I ask here? Okay, tell both distance and displacement from A to C. In every question, we are answering distance and displacement, unless it is clearly mentioned. What is the answer here? A to C, distance is 10 centimeter, right? So how do you obtain 25 minus 15 is 10. Okay. So this distance is 10 meter. Okay. This is 10 meter. What about displacement? Now what is the reference? A is the reference. A to C. It is mentioned from A to C. Oh, correct. It is this way. So then how did I ask the question? 1 minute. From A to C, the distance is 5. 15 minus 10. So it is 5. Right? A to C, right? Not A to B. So how did the body go? A to C. ठीक है? ये क्वेश्चन कुछ और ही हो गया. What I meant was from O to A to C ऐसे बोल रहे थे. ठीक है? ठीक है, चलो रहने दो. इसको A to C करते हैं. तो A to C किया तो इनिशियल पोजीशन क्या हुआ? A. फाइनल पोजीशन क्या हुआ? C. ठीक है? तो अब इसमें डिस्टेंस क्या हो गया? 5 मीटर. What about displacement? Left or -5. ठीक है? So यहाँ पे देखो, both the points are mentioned. So reference is A, not O, for this question. ठीक है? Let me write the full question, otherwise it will be right. Distance and displacement from A to C. Now is it okay? No confusion? So -5 meter is the displacement, or 5 meter towards left. 5 meter towards left. Okay. So note. Plus means towards right. Towards right. So these are direction, right and left are direction. Is it becoming too heavy? Huh? Everybody okay with me? Okay, fine. Chalo. Third all question answer go. Stop it. More. 5 meter. Towards left. Okay. This is complete distance. थर्ड वाला बताओ, डिस्प्लेसमेंट फ्रॉम O to C. This is O, not 0. O. Ten meters towards the right. And what about distance? O to C कैसे पहुंचा था? मोशन याद है? O से C पे कैसे पहुंचा था? सो यहाँ पे देखो, यहाँ पे भी अगर मैं दो क्वेश्चन कर दूं, डिस्टेंस भी बताओ एंड डिस्प्लेसमेंट भी बताओ, तो डिस्टेंस कितना हुआ? यहां से B तक कितना है? 25. फिर B से C कितना है? 25 minus 15. 25 plus 15. समझ आया? यहां से यहां तक कितना था? 25 मीटर B तक. फिर B से C कितना है? 25 minus 10, 15. टोटल डिस्टेंस कितना हुआ? 25 plus 15. समझ आया? अच्छा, 25 plus 15 कितना हो गया? 5 by 10, 40 मीटर हुआ. सबको समझ में आया कि डिस्टेंस 40 मीटर कैसे हुआ? देखो ऐसे खेल चलता है, ठीक है? क्योंकि वो C पे कब पहुंचेगा बॉडी? फर्स्ट इट विल ट्रेवल टिल B, A, फिर B, फिर B से इट विल कम बैक क्रॉस A एंड देन रीच C. तो पाथ लेंथ, एक्चुअल पाथ लेंथ इज 40 मीटर, 25 प्लस 15. ये हुआ तुम्हारा डिस्टेंस, ठीक है? डिस्टेंस इज अ लेंथ, और लेंथ का यूनिट क्या होता है? मीटर. सो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज 40 मीटर. डिस्टेंस इज 40 मीटर. सबको समझ आ गया क्वेश्चन 3? ओके. अब बताओ व्हाट इज द डिस्प्लेसमेंट? डिस्प्लेसमेंट का आंसर किसी ने दिया था पहले. सो व्हाट इज द फाइनल डेस्टिनेशन? C, 10. व्हाट इज इनिशियल? 0. 10 minus 0 is 10. तो डिस्प्लेसमेंट उसका बनेगा 10 मीटर टुवर्ड्स राइट. So it will be plus 10. यहाँ पे भी साइन आ रहा है, it is a displacement, not distance. Unit of displacement is also meter. Displacement is also distance only, but it is in a given direction, specific direction. ठीक है? चलो लास्ट क्वेश्चन कौन बताएगा? कैसे समझ आया? पहले देख लो सब. थर्ड तक किसी को कोई डाउट है तो पहले वो क्लियर कर. किसी को भी डाउट है थर्ड क्वेश्चन तक? लास्ट वाला बताओ. What is it? Yes, very good. Distance is 55 meter. ठीक है? Why? Because O से पहले हो गया B, 25 चला राइट में, फिर 25 लेफ्ट में चला, मतलब 50 चल लिया, और 5 चला लेफ्ट में. 50 plus 5 कितना हो गया? 55. That is actual distance covered. What about displacement? 5 meters towards left or minus 5 meter. ठीक है ना? So you can express either ways. 5 meter towards left. Very good. So now you understood the difference between distance and displacement. You must understand this concept very, very clearly. Only then you will be able to solve numericals on distance and displacement. ये concept clear नहीं होने की वजह से बच्चे गलत कर रहे हैं. ठीक है? तो किसी को कुछ भी डाउट है डिस्प्लेसमेंट और डिस्टेंस में तो अभी क्लियर करो. For fourth question, देखो, what is D? It is the final position. From where it started, O. I am only asking what is the distance or displacement at D. Have I specified the initial point? When it is not specified, you have to take it from O. Only in this question I have specified both the point and here also. But here, if I did not mention O, it will be like 4O. Got it? So it's up to me. If it is not mentioned, you have to take initial as origin. Okay? Or else the origin changes. That's what I'm telling you. Na? So where is the final position? D. So you watch this. Your body started moving from here. First it goes to A, then to B. Then from B, it crosses C. Then it travels further and reaches here. This is all. So you will not miss any motion. You actually capture the entire motion. From start, this is start. And this is end. Which is D. Okay? So from origin, how much is this? 5. So here it is 25 to the right, then 25 to the left, 50, and then 5 further to the left, 55. Okay? So either you do it in mind or draw a graph to help you, so that it should be in one sequence, one order. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? It is like going forward and coming back on the same line. Could be confusing. So split the motion in different paths. Okay, so this is the actual path on the right, then this is the path on the left. Okay. So how you calculate displacement in this case? In this case. So what is the meaning for displacement? Final position minus initial position. Okay. So what is final position? Minus 5. What was initial position? 0. How much is this? Okay. Always write the final position first, then subtract the initial position. Okay. Can I erase it now? Right side. Anybody who is still not clear, please ask. Don't be shy, do not hesitate in asking questions. Okay? So get your doubts clear. Let's understand what is uniform motion and non-uniform. Okay. So what is uniform motion? Equal distance is covered. Okay. Equal interval of time. is rate of motion before this? In equal interval. Okay, so such motion is called uniform. In equal. Interval. Is it clear? So this side is uniform motion, and this is your non-uniform. So let us say here, let us understand it with the help of time and distance traveled. So let us say in the first second, distance traveled is 5 meters. Then in 2 seconds, the body travels 10 meters. 3 seconds, it travels 15 meters. 20 meters. So you can see that in every time interval, let us say if you go from 1 to 2, what is the time interval? 1 second. How much it traveled in 1 second? 5 meters. 10 minus 5 is 5 meters. Okay? Then when you go from 2 to 3, again, what is the time interval? 1 second. How much distance it traveled here? 15 minus 10, 5 only. So you can see in each time interval of 1 second, the body is only traveling how much? 5 meters. Correct? So this is an example of uniform motion. Okay, non-uniform में क्या है? Let us say time and distance. Time is in second, distance is in meter. First it travels 3 meters, then it travels 9, then 15, then 25. This is all. So what is the time interval? 1 second. Here also it is 1 second. Here also it is 1 second. But what is the distance traveled in 1 second? 6 meters here. What about this? This also is maybe 6 आ गया. 14 crores. This is for 8 crores. ये कितना हो जाएगा? 5 मीटर. ये कितना हो गया? 8, 7, 7. ठीक है? ये कितना हो गया? 10. So time interval is same. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. But now the distance covered is different. So this is a non-uniform. ठीक है? Such type of. भाई अगर मैं गाड़ी लेके सीधे जा रहा हूँ, या तो मैं कांस्टेंट स्पीड में जा सकता हूँ, या मैं स्पीड कम या ज्यादा कर सकता हूँ, है ना? तो जब मेरी स्पीड इज नॉट कांस्टेंट, दैट इज अ नॉन यूनिफॉर्म. अभी मैंने स्पीड बताया नहीं है, तो अभी स्पीड हम डिफाइन करेंगे. नेक्स्ट, ठीक है? क्विकली डिफाइन कर दो क्या? वी हैव 2-3 मिनट्स. लेट्स डिफाइन स्पीड आल्सो. Is everybody with me till here? Okay. Let's define what is rate of motion. Now we are linking the distance traveled with time, right? So there are two things. One is speed. It is the distance traveled by body in unit time. स्पीड का सिंबल क्या है? V. ठीक है? Is the distance traveled by body in unit time. So if a body travels x meter in time t seconds. Here time is measured in seconds. A body travels x meter in t seconds. Then what is speed? So t second corresponds to x meter. Therefore, 1 second corresponds to x by t. So this is your speed. X by t. In book, they are taking a symbol S for distance or displacement. So it will be S by t. Okay. You could have taken X also, no issues. So this is the rate of the motion. In t, it travels S meter in t seconds. So in 1 second, it will be S by t. So that is by definition speed. Okay. So I think we stop here today. Next class we'll see what is average speed, what is velocity, average velocity, and we'll take up some numericals also. Right? We have time till 4:15, right? 5:15. So we have 1 minute. You can ask me any questions if you have till now. So whenever rate comes about anything, you understand that in denominator it is going to be time. Okay? Rate at which temperature is increasing. And temperature in numerator, time in denominator. Okay? So change in the variable in the numerator with time is what is rate. Okay? So speed is change in displacement or distance with time. Displacement bologe to instead of speed we'll call that velocity. Velocity में क्या आ जाएगा? Displacement upon time. Speed में क्या है? Distance upon time. ये बात. इसका full form भी लिख लो. Therefore speed is equal to distance upon time. ठीक है? But जैसे बॉम्बे से पूना जा रहे हैं, तो we will be covering. Our motion is going to be non-uniform. कभी हम सिग्नल पे रुक जाते हैं, कभी खाली रोड मिला तो बहुत फास्ट चले गए, है ना? So then our speed is not going to be constant throughout the journey. अलग अलग होगा. तो उस टाइम पे there is a concept of average speed. So what is average speed? वो भी लिख के then we'll stop. Our average speed is total distance covered upon total time. Yes. क्योंकि हमको अलग अलग डिस्टेंस में अलग अलग स्पीड मिलेगी, है ना? So it will be total distance upon total time.